A parking enforcement officer who hands out tickets right here in the downtown core is under investigation after allegations of tweets that are racist in nature, homophobic, and misogynistic.
Just seeing these tweets, I realized that I had a moral obligation to stand up to white nationalism.
These are screen grabs of tweets that are now being reviewed by the Toronto Police Professional Standards Unit. Immigrants don't belong here, one reads. It goes on to say it would be fine if they merged with our culture and society, but they don't. Another post talks about how he's tired of LGBT politics and women empowerment constantly being, quote, thrown in his face. He also commented on the government's recent cuts to safe injection sites. It reads, sorry, I'm not crying over a funding cut to an organization that basically takes taxpayers' money to help the lowest form of people on the planet. City News has chosen not to identify the parking enforcement officer because we did reach out to him for his response, but he never got back to us. Kyle Ashley is a former colleague. He admits their relationship was contentious at times. He tells me when he saw these tweets, he couldn't ignore them.
I personally worked with him for 3 years out of Parking Enforcement East in 51 Division, where coincidentally, there's a large population of gay people and immigrants, so the fact that somebody in our city has the authority to enact punitive measures on people while holding those biases is completely antithetical to the values and vision of the Toronto Police Service.
The Twitter page has now been deleted, and even though the tweets were posted to what appeared to be the officer's personal account, they may still violate the Toronto Police Code of Conduct. Here's what we were told by email. The Toronto Police Services Act and our own procedures and standards of conduct guide what is acceptable use of social media, even in a member's private capacity. Namely, we cannot bring the service into disrepute.
The amount of news that we are seeing in the recent years with this trust being eroded, from the Bruce MacArthur investigation to school resource officer programs to the activism of people like Desmond Cole, it continues to erode that trust in these institutions, institutions that a lot of people believe in and depend on to keep them safe.
In a public sector workplace, you have protections. The charter may apply. So if you're alleged and you're totally in your private capacity, not associated with the workplace, not where you're representing yourself from the workplace, not where you're wearing your uniform or whatever from the workplace, then the employer should have no say over what you do, unless what you do is so outrageous that it poisons the workplace. Then they may have a case.
Now, we don't know if this parking enforcement officer is still on the job today. We did ask police about his status, whether or not he was suspended pending the outcome of the investigation. At this point, though, we have not received a response.